Right guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about the advice I would give to Forest Gump. Okay, now Forest Gump had an IQ of 75, which is, pretty low, but it's not as low as mine. Mine used to be 70, last time I got checked. I believe it's higher now because, got a little bit of milk in there. I believe it's higher now because I have been working on my brain for the last 15 months by mostly reading, also doing a little bit of art, maths, jigsaw puzzles every now and then, but mostly reading. And so in the real world, if you have an IQ that low, you're not going to be as successful as Forrest Gump, because Forrest Gump seemed to achieve everything. He seemed to win, medals of honor in the War of Vietnam. He became like a table tennis champion or something, and he did all this stuff. But Jordan Peterson himself said that if you have an IQ below 83, it's illegal for the US Army to enlist you. So he said there's basically no place for anyone with an IQ below 83 in society. I don't believe that's true. I believe, even below 83, there's still some things you can do. This is coming from a guy with an IQ of 70. Now, I got a job at McDonald's, April 2019, and because I knew my IQ was low, so my main goal when I went to McDonald's was just get my contract renewed at the end of the 3-month probation. And yeah, I managed to do that, but it was very difficult. It was head-wrecking. Of course, Forrest Gump has an IQ score 5 points higher than what my IQ was back then, so he's at an advantage, a little bit of, like a small advantage over me, if you know what I mean. So I would say for a person with an IQ of 75 in the real world, you're not unemployable. A lot of people with an IQ of 75 might think they are, but there are some very easy jobs out there that people with an IQ of 75 or even 70 would find easy. When I worked at McDonald's in Carrick Mines, sometimes they would put me on the lobby. The lobby is a very easy job. All you have to do is sweep floors, clean tables, take out bins. And there's no time pressure. You can take your time with it. So I would recommend, if you can find a customer care job at McDonald's, then go for it. That's what customer care people do. They're based on lobby permanently. That's all they have to do. They don't have to work in the kitchen or beverages or drive-through or any of those type of stations. Because I found that job really easy, even with an IQ of 70. Okay. So yeah, I would say go maybe more down the route of cleaning jobs. Maybe like a train driver. I heard that in Ireland, in Dublin, we have this train called the Lewis, and I hear all you have to do is you have this switch, you pull it back, and that makes the train move. And when you get to the station, you pull the switch forward, and the train stops. So jobs like that, there are some very easy jobs out there. You just need to think, because that was the thing back then. I didn't have a good enough imagination when looking for jobs. I'd always go for restaurants, retail shops, which those jobs aren't the easiest. You want to go for something that's easier than that. Okay, and also the best piece of advice I would give for someone with a low IQ, say 70, 75, work on your brain. It's as simple as that. Okay, when you have an IQ that low, you can improve your IQ massively by doing a small amount of work each day. I found that reading for 20 minutes a day, 6 days a week, which is 2 hours a week, was enough to improve my IQ massively. Now I do 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week, which is 3 hours. So just do that. Give it a go. A lot of people believe, you can't improve IQ after 18. It's stuck like that for life. That's my experience. That's completely false. Okay? And look, if you don't believe me, just try it out. Just read for 20 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Do that for 1 year. And I guarantee you will see an improvement. Or I'm not sure if you didn't. I can't guarantee you'll respond as well to that program as I did, because I responded extremely well. But I guarantee you will improve. Okay, just 20 minutes reading, nothing more. That's all the intellectual work you do in a day. Nothing more. No art, no maths. Just 20 minutes of reading. Okay, and that's it. That's So even if you do get a job when you have an IQ of, let's say, 70, 75, and let's say you don't get through your 3-month probation period, they fire you at the end of your 3-month probation period. if you've been working on your brain throughout that whole time period, you can say, oh, you know what, that's fine because, I've been working on my brain the last 3 months. My brain, I've gotten smarter, and I'll be smarter and better prepared for the next job. That's the mentality you need to have. Just keep improving your IQ, keep looking for jobs, and yeah, that's really just how it works, okay? And yeah, so why did I have such a low IQ? School system did a dreadful job, parents did a dreadful job. I think the way my parents saw it was, you just send your kid to school and all the school system will educate you. Parents don't do anything. It's not the parents' job to educate the kids, which I think is a bit ridiculous. If your kid does fall behind, you need to step in because the school system is shit, and they're not going to change the school system just to help help one kid catch up. So that's why the school system works. If you fall behind, if a parent or a guardian doesn't step in and help the kid, then the kid's just going to fall further and further behind. That's how it works. Also, the study guidelines were just stupid. When I was 15 doing my junior cert, I got a letter home in the post saying, oh, for your junior cert, now you have to study for 5 to 6 hours a day on days where you're not in school. And my dad read that and he treated that like gospel, and he forced me to do that. He forced me to study 5 hours a day on my days off from school. That was very painful. I got no benefit from it. In fact, I think I lost a few IQ points from doing that. So yeah, look, I'm sure some people out there can study 5 to 6 hours a day, right? But I'm not one of those people. Okay, most people aren't like that. So just study less. Studying should not be painful. If you do find studying painful, if your brain is wrecked all the time, you're having severe headaches, it means you're doing too much. You need to cut down the volume and do less. So yeah, that's my IQ. That's my advice for Forest Gump or anyone with an IQ around that kind of area, 70 to 75. If you know what I mean, just be persistent, believe you can improve, and just do not give up.